everyone, it's Shel C from PaperOcotilloStudio, and here is the speed up version of the Art Joy of Sharing channel live stream show from the 4th of July. This is just my portion of the show, and it's speeded up to 4 times fast so that you can see what I did on the show, because some people just don't have time to watch the full length regular speed one. So I decided, since it was the 4th of July and our topic for the day was celebrate, that I would do some altered tags with some tags that already have paint on them. And I would use the colors red, white, and blue because I live in the United States. The 4th of July is Independence Day for us. It's a holiday. And so I thought it would be fun to use our colors red, white, and blue. Of course, other countries have those colors. Recently, Canada Day happened last weekend, and they use a lot of red and white. So happy Canada Day too. So my first tag, I started out with one that kind of had some blues on it, and I have some magazine cutouts. I have this little box of things that occasionally I just go through magazines that I'm going to throw away, and I cut out little pictures that I think I might use at some point on an ATC or a tag or something small. I also have some larger ones that I could use on an art journal page, and it's just sometimes fun to use these little things and make some type of a little scene, on something. So that's what it was. Is I just found some rocks and a skyline and a little white church with a red door, and then this little mouse doll that looks like something, some cute little doll that had a red dress and a white apron, and all the colors matched. And so I went ahead and created a little scene on my tag. This is a shipping tag. This is the art medium called altered tags, where you take a shipping tag, which is just an ugly manila tag, and change it into a piece of art. So it's bigger than an artist trading card, but it's still a small little bite of art, something you can do quickly. So I collaged all my magazine pieces on, made sure there was no bubbles. Then I added some Distress Oxide ink through a stencil, a couple different colors. This helps unify all the different elements that are throughout the tag and make them look more cohesive. Then I did some shading with some dark blue, and then I stamped Americana on the tag. Americana is ephemera having to do with the culture and history of the United States. So this church is very iconic of something you'd see out in the country in America. And, we have a lot of seaside with rocks, and that little doll seemed like something that was Americana too. So that was the word that I used, give it a little bit of highlight with white Posca pin. So the next one, there's some light blues and dark blues, acrylic paint on this tag. I have a napkin that has little black houses on it, and I trimmed those out using a water brush to tear across the top. It also has the words home sweet home, and I took some of those too to put on the tag, and I'm just making a little village. Napkins are fun to give you some design and pattern and color every once in a while. There's a lot of them out there, a lot of prints of napkins out there. I'm using the napkin decoupage glue from Deco Art, which helps that stuff not bubble and not rip. You just have to be a little bit careful, but yeah, it's a good glue for doing very thin papers like napkins, tissue papers, and even I used it to put on the magazine pages too. So these are star stickers that I have left over from a project from several years ago. I mean, I've had these things in my stash forever. And so I put some star stickers up in the sky. And then I was trying out some different cutouts that I had. And I thought this one, with the very graphic look of it, with the blue against the black, was really interesting. And I thought that it would be a good one to add to the tag. Not sure where I got it. I have no idea. But because the houses were stark black, I thought that something equally dramatic needed to be on there. So I glued her on and trimmed her out. And then, of course, I'm going for red, white, and blue, so I need some red. So I got out a Faber-Castell Pitt pen, red, and added red to the lips, red to the nails, red to her little cheeks. And then I filled in some of the areas around with red around the doors and windows of the village. I also used my white Posca pen to splatter some white, and I used a red Posca pen to splatter some red up into the top part of the tag. I added some shadow around her lower jaw and around the stars with a Stabilo pencil. Added some ribbons to the tag, and that was it for tag number 2 pretty much. I hope you're enjoying this video. If you are, please remember to give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, subscribe if you haven't already, share if you want to. All those things help people find my channel. Of course, all this footage is from a different channel. You can go over and watch it. There will be a link in the description box below if you want to watch it in real time on the Art Joy of Sharing live streaming channel. Live stream every Thursday at 10:30 Central. That's 8:30 Pacific. And if you're in Europe, I don't know what time, but it's sometime in the evening. So for the next tag, it already had red paint on it. And I also had a piece of an envelope that had the red and white stripes. I tore that a little bit of piece of that and glued it on with some Liquitex matte gel medium. Then this particular thing that I'm tearing out here and splitting apart is a shop towel, which is basically a kitchen roll or paper towel. And it had some circular shapes on it in gold, so I glued that down. Then I'm looking for some things to put on my tag on top of it. I found this blue crab. It was a napkin, but I had decoupaged it onto a piece of cardstock so that it would be easier to cut out, and then I ended up not using it. So the blue crab seemed like he should go on there. Also, that's a little piece, a little blue and white piece of another envelope on the inside. You know, the insides of envelopes have really interesting patterns. I save all this stuff, you know, I'm kind of crazy like that. Then I also had a little piece of blue thread, and I decided to punch out some white and some blue stars and kind of make them on there, you know, for stars and stripes forever. And then this blue thread in kind of a circular shape to mimic a lot of the other circular shapes that are on there. And then after everything was glued down, I used a gold pen to highlight the stars because there is gold in the background. And then I went around the edges with a blue ink pad, and I went around the edges and shaded in the crab with a red Indie ink pen, which is a Faber-Castell Pitt pen. And yeah, I think that was pretty much it. I added a piece of red rickrack and some blue and white gingham ribbon, and then tied all that down with some gold thread, gold metallic thread. So that was the 3 tags I made in the hour and a half that we were doing live streaming on Art Joy of Sharing today. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.